Have you ever felt pain on the bottom of your foot? Sometimes it can be due to poor running shoes. Maybe they've just been worn out or they're tearing apart. Other times it can be due to walking for longer than normal periods of time. What if I told you that I have a potential solution to help ease some of that discomfort and pain? Stay tuned and welcome to the Esports Hector YouTube channel. What I have here in my pocket is game changing. It's a lacrosse ball. Now, with the lacrosse ball, the reason why I like it is because it has a rubber texture to it, unlike a hockey ball where it's more like plastic, so it slides a little bit better. This will grip on the floor a little bit more, especially when you're wearing socks or no socks and are just barefoot. What I also like about rolling the bottom of the foot is you'll notice a difference in how the rest of the muscles in the calf all the way up feel just by loosening the bottom of the feet. So what I'm gonna do here is show you exactly what you wanna do when rolling the bottom of your foot. I'm also gonna use this neon green lacrosse ball so that way you can actually see what it is that I'm doing in certain angles of when I orient myself to show you a little bit more on the lacrosse ball. With this lacrosse ball, I find what I wanna do here is find a spot where it's very tender. And once I find that spot, I'm just gonna hang out there. The reason I wanna do this is just so that way I can bring blood flow to that one area and then slowly start to roll out the kinks. Obviously, if the bottom of your foot is super tender, don't hold it for a long period of time. Now, as you can see, I'm going with the Mr. Miyagi wax on, wax off.
Wax on?
And I'm just going in little circles around that affected or tender area. And I'll just go the other way. Now, one thing you may be asking is, how long do I roll for? The best question I can give you is roll for as long as you don't feel pain. Tenderness is a different story, but pain, excruciating pain, very different. So we want to make sure that we're just keeping that tenderness at a minimum. Now, as you can see, I'm going to roll the other foot here, and I'm just finding that tender spot and just hanging out. So you may even notice that tender spots are different from one side to the other. Mine on the left side was more towards my heel. On the right side, it was more towards the ball of the foot. So I'm just hanging out there and I'm gonna make little circles. Of course, you can always use a wall just to kind of brace you a little bit more if you wanna feel a little bit more comfortable. Last thing we want you feeling is that you're gonna fall. Now, the other question you may be asking or thinking is, how long or how many circles do I, do here? Again, it's gonna depend, but I like to stay maybe about 12 to 15 rotations in each direction. And as you can see, I'm kind of going a little fast, but you wanna be a little slower. You wanna be meticulous with this, especially with it being around the heel cup. I may just use the ball of my foot as a pivot and just rotate back and forth. Sometimes that can also just help. Now, what I would also suggest is, if you haven't done so already, find a store, a sneaker store, running shoe store, where someone watches how you move. That's gonna be super important here. So that way, if you have a compensation in how you walk, they will be able to kind of even that out a little bit more, making it more of a natural type walk. There we have it. And what you may notice is you may want to just kind of rotate the foot a little bit, just to move it around. I'm going to also post in the top right a link to my most recent video talking about ankle glides and opening up the joint around the ankle to get better quality movement. And there you have it, everyone. A simple lacrosse ball goes a long way. And I would say a lacrosse ball is no more than $6 if you go on Amazon. And if you have Prime, I'm sure it's gonna be free shipping. I'm not plugging Amazon, I'm just saying it's always convenient. Obviously, I'm sure you can find it a little bit cheaper at a sporting goods store. If you really enjoyed this content, I would appreciate it if you could smash the subscribe button, hit the like, and enable notifications so that way you know when Esports Hector goes live with new content. And as always, everyone, stay healthy and game on.